Hey there, how's it going? It's been another busy week for me. I participated in another game jam, and the point of this one was to produce a file that other people could download and change the art and music and levels. So I made a whole video about that. It ended up being really long, showing you how to manipulate and do everything to it in Construct. If you'd like to check that out, you can click the card above, or there'll be a link in the description. But let's get over to the game that we're supposed to be talking about today. So not a ton of work on monkeys with guns this week, but I did try out a couple of your guys' suggestions from the last video regarding helping players understand which area they're moving to as they screen wrap. So I talked last time about not liking the colors. I felt it blended in a little too much with the gun smoke and the gun flash that shoots out. So I went through and redid the art on it a little bit. I basically changed the color to match the monkeys themselves, and then I added the black and white outlines, which I have on the monkeys as well, and I think that really helps make it pop. Also, taking a comment from last week's video, I removed the puff of smoke before you screen wrap, so now the puff only appears after you've made the transition. And I think that does definitely help to see where you go, because now you don't have two conflicting areas that you need to be looking at on the screen. Your color pops up where you are now. So I definitely like that, and I think it helps out. But not to ignore some of the other suggestions, I also tried out adding an arrow. So as the monkey gets closer to the edge of the screen, an arrow will pop up on the other side and show you where you're going to come out if you jump through the screen. So it moves up and down along with the monkeys. I think it looks all right, and if it was a single player game, I think it would work out a lot better, because I feel like as there's more monkeys running around, the arrows kind of get a little cluttered and it becomes hard to tell which is which, especially with your monkey on one side, the arrow on the other. Now you have two of your color to look at in two different sides of the screen. Kind of seems a little complicated. I don't know. If I'm wrong on this and you guys think this is good, I can develop it a little more. So to be clear, with this option and the next one I'm about to show, I didn't put a ton of dev time into. This was more kind of throwing together a proof of concept to basically focus group with everybody watching the video and see if this looks good to you guys. I'm also not quite sure of how far away the monkey should be to trigger the arrow. Right now I have it pretty close to the edge, but I feel like if I moved it too far away, that would get really distracting if people just hung out towards the edge of the screen. And the next screen wrap suggestion that I tried out is a laser or some sort of beam that basically shows you where you move to. This is another one that I test out. I wasn't sure how it would look. It kind of requires me to put a delay in on the actual screen wrapping, because the beam just can't move fast enough to get to the other side of the screen before the monkey shows up. So I had to add in a delay, and I don't know if I like that very much. If you guys think this makes it clearer, let me know. Again, there's no real pizzazz, there's no juice on it, so this is pretty bare bones, but is this visually more understandable than the puff of smoke or the arrow? Which one is the easiest read? So if you could leave comments with your thoughts, that would be super appreciated, and I will keep messing with this as we move forward. So other than testing the screen wrap guides, I also did a couple of minor tweaks that have been suggested to me in the past. I moved the monkey's health bars to always be on a top layer. That way they'll always be in front of things like the boxes or the terrain, making it easier to tell where your monkey is and see your health at all times. That's a simple clarity fix that someone suggested a little while ago that I finally got around to putting in, and I definitely think it helps. I also threw in some collision testing on the monkeys themselves, so that way now they can't actually overlap each other. They kind of bunch up, but they won't fully overlap. And I think that looks good. It definitely needs a lot more tweaking, but I like the idea of the monkeys not being able to cross paths. I know I've talked about this in the past, and I think I like this. I need to do a lot more testing with it. This was a very simple, I just kind of threw in a solid behavior on top of the actual monkey's mask. So right now there's no bouncing effect, there's no juice along with it. Hopefully this is a good start though. I definitely like the way it looks. And I think going forward, it'll feel a lot better to have the monkeys be able to push each other around and actually interact, as opposed to just passing right through each other like they used to. So that's everything I was able to get in this week. Not a whole lot. Again, I made an entirely different game. I know my game jam addiction is a bit of a problem, but it keeps me sane and I really enjoy it, so I'm probably going to keep doing them. But luckily I was able to finish that as well as get some work done on this game. And with that, that's pretty much everything I have to update for the week. I don't have any more information on Ambitious Ales just yet, but I will let you know as soon as I have more to tell you. And one last announcement, I have been asked about a Discord several times. I am currently in the middle of working on it, so hopefully it should be set up and ready to go by next week or the week after. So thanks for your patience with that, as I'm still trying to figure it all out. And with all that said, thank you very much for watching this week. I will get back to work and hopefully have something more to show you next time. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below or message me on Twitter. If you want to download the beta for Monkeys with Guns or play any of my other games, you can go to vimlark.itch.io. If you like this and want to see more, please consider hitting the like button and subscribing, and I will talk to you next time. Have a good one. Later.